We're here to discuss week number 9. We've got the Monday Night Football game to go, obviously. It's Halloween. Happy Halloween first and foremost. But we're going to get into the news. We're going to break down Cooper Kupp. What do you do if you own Cooper Kupp? We're going to break down JT. What do you do if you own JT? We're taking phone calls. We're taking all of that and more. The Fantasy Football Show. Yeah, it begins in T-minus 3 minutes. Let's go.
You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. Smitty is live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss. Estás entrado al fantasía fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the Fantasy Football Show. Please stand by like a boss.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is going on, good people? You have Cooper Kupp. What do you do? What do you do with Cooper Kupp? I'm going to put that on screen here. A lot of people are freaking out about Cooper Kupp, and I understand why. And a lot of people are freaking out about JT. I understand why. JT suffered another injury, so he kind of walks into week number 9 with a whole lot of risk attached to his name that was there for previous weeks, and we thought that it was behind him, but now he's suffering from another ankle injury. Sorry, not torn anything. Cooper Kupp is dealing with an ankle injury as well, so both guys are on the mend. It sounds like, according to reports, Cooper Kupp is going to potentially play or try and play week number 9. I don't know if that's smart, but we'll find out, how he's doing as the week unfolds. But he's expected to play as of this moment in week 9. McVay admitted that running him out there late in the game was a mistake. So this sucks. There are two big players, Cooper Kupp and JT, that are walking into. And I know some people don't think JT is even a big player anymore, and I can understand that. At this point, you got to do what you got to do. And if you can trade one of your players like JT that's struggling, that's supposed to be this big dog that hasn't delivered fantasy football goodness yet, and you can go straight across position and get a Davante Adams, I'm all for it. Davante Adams is already had his bye week. He struggled to deliver, and people are shopping him a little lower than they should be price tag wise. So if you're in a spot where you own JT, you have a couple options. You can go get a Davante Adams on the cheap. You can go grab this guy, Davante, that I think a lot of people are a little down on, or a guy like Kenneth Walker, who kind of had a somewhat disappointing, happy Halloween to all of you as well, had somewhat of a disappointing week 8 outing. So Walker and Davante Adams are probably my top 2 targets for anybody that has JT that doesn't want to get rid of JT. I am also like Cesar, the same thinking that like maybe I'd sell, maybe I'll buy. Like Cooper Kupp is a good buy and a good sell, high if anybody wants to buy an injured player. Do you trade JT and Waller for Stevenson and Kittle? Probably not, Corey. I think if you've got JT at that cost, you can't sell him at that price tag. I mean, I understand some people feel like he's just going to go on IR or things are going to end really badly for him, but you can't off of 1 week he returned, he averaged 5 yards a carry and then got re-injured. We don't know to what extent though, but you can't go selling him at that type of price, man. When JT, let's see here. When JT has huge lanes and he can get up to full speed and run through arm tackles and run, he's great. With the battle line, he can't operate. Part of this is true. Let's see how well the offense progresses over the next couple weeks. Let's see if JT can get healthy. He averaged 5 yards a carry. So I think for people to say that he played badly, that's not an accurate depiction of what happened on Sunday with JT. He didn't get utilized. He wasn't thrown to. He wasn't ripping off like big runs, but he averaged 5 yards a pop. And I think the offense was getting used to Ellinger and moving the football down the field. It was a very weird game script. If you watched the game, you know what I'm talking about. Now, is it for sure going to turn around for JT? No, nothing's for sure. Is Cooper Kupp going to be hampered for a couple weeks? We don't know. No one knows for sure. These are gambles. These are gambles you take. When you bought JT, you bought him while he was on the mend. There was a risk involved, and I still feel like JT's got the upside to become a top 5 to 10 running back again. Am I going to say number 1? No. But does he have the upside to be a top 5 to 10 running back still? I think he does, but he's also got a lot of risk. And if you aren't willing to buy the risk, just like any player that has high risk, high reward, we talk about it each week when someone says, should I start this guy or this guy? And it's like, sometimes there is no answer. Sometimes it's a pick your poison. And you got to decide, do you want high risk, high reward, or do you want safety? And so like when people were deciding whether to start Malik Willis, which I admit I missed on Malik Willis. I thought Malik Willis was going to have a good game. That's one of my big misses in week number 8. Now we had a lot of lands in week 8 too. We had Tony Pollard season.
To the moon.
Tony Pollard to the moon. But, you're going to have hits and misses. That's the nature of fantasy football, And when you deal with a guy like Malik Willis and people would say, do I start Goff or Malik Willis? Goff or Malik Willis? It's like, look, Goff is safer. Malik Willis is high risk, high reward. You have a chance of getting 2 or 3 points, which he exactly got, like 3 or 4 points, 2 or 3 points, depending on your scoring. Or you got 15 points, or 18 points. So, that's the nature of fantasy football. There aren't always clear-cut, concrete answers. You have to pick and choose your battles with risk. And sometimes you're down and out and you need a home run and you're willing to take a risk. If you are a team that is very, very injured, hurt, hampered, and you're going to crawl into the playoffs, or you have a good playoff seat potential, but your team's injured and won't win, JT might be a great player to acquire for you. But if you're looking for safety and you have a team that can win it, but you're afraid that JT is going to hold you back, then you trade JT for an Adams straight up. And Adams is attainable. I've seen a lot of people acquire Adams today in deals where they shouldn't have got Adams. They got him at dirt rock bottom pricing because he disappointed some people. So, you gotta pick your poison, pick your battles with risk, wrestle with risk one moment and walk away from it another moment. Adjust and adapt season. Nothing's changed. Just like we had to adjust and adapt out of Javonte getting injured and then going and getting like Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, all these guys that have been popping off. And then Breece Hall goes down. We got to adjust and adapt. Now ETN's blowing up for us. ETN season is here.
To the moon.
ETN looks phenomenal. We got to adjust and adapt. Is Debo a sell high or a buy low? Coming off an injured game where McCaffrey came in and looked absolutely phenomenal. McCaffrey climbed into the top 3 running backs, guaranteed right now, if they continue to use him the way they used him. Now, I do fear when Debo comes back what happens to McCaffrey's role. No one can expect 3 TD games all the time. But is he a good 120 total yard player with a real strong shot at a touchdown? Probably. As long as he stays healthy. Will Shanahan give a lot of the dinks and dunks and short yardage back to Debo and run McCaffrey more? I hope not. I hope McCaffrey's equal parts wide receiver, equal parts running back. Debo missing week number 8 was probably the best thing for McCaffrey and the San Francisco 49ers because it made Shanahan use McCaffrey as a wide receiver. I was afraid he was just going to run him, and thank God he didn't. McCaffrey looks phenomenal. He looks phenomenal in that system. If they can continue to use him that way, he could be a top 3, top 4 overall player. Like really could. I do fear injury with him with Shanahan. I'm not just making that up. I'm not just trying to double down on anything. Look, McCaffrey looked phenomenal. He looked phenomenal. Lewis, appreciate your super chats. I'm going to get to the super chats in a minute. We're not going to do a super long show today because today is Halloween. Your boy Smitty's got to get get the kids out there trick or treating. So we're going to go through all the super chats and we're going to hit the phone lines. I don't know how long. We always say things are going to go short and then they go a lot longer, but I do have to make sure I cut today somewhat short at a reasonable hour or so. Tyreek, wide receiver 1 and CMC running back 1 rest of way. Definitely could be the case, Avi. It's no lock. There are so many things that can happen. There are so many things that are up and down in fantasy. Can they both be 1-1? Sure, they certainly could. Trade my D Cook and Keenan Allen for JJ. I'd take JJ in a heartbeat in that situation. JJ will be a good buy low. Keenan Allen, Devontae Adams will be a good buy low. JT to a degree will be a good buy low. He's also a big risk. You got to make sure you're in the right positioning to make buying low on JT smart for your team. 5 and 2, Joe Burrow, JJ, Olave, Chase, Pierce, Swift, Taysom, Tony Pollard, Dillon, Damian Harris, Tyler Algier. Might lose tonight. Chase hurt. What else can you do? I mean, not much else you can do, bro. You're going to wait on Chase unless you can trade him across for a Devontae Adams by giving up a little bit of something this week. Tony Pollard is phenomenal trade value, but also a good hold. He's going into a bye week. What will happen when Zeke Elliott comes back? Will they just go back to a 50-50 divide? So while I love Pollard, while we were right on Pollard,
The moon men dropping loads in outer space.
While we've been right on Pollard all along, he's a
Space
monster for a reason. The Moon Men still look great. While we're right on Pollard, we don't know if the Cowboys know it, and so there's an opportunity to sell him. And I don't know that I love selling him. I really don't know that I love selling him. But if you can get into a Devontae Adams somehow, you can get into a couple players that are great buy low. Some people are selling Cooper Kupp right now, just worried as can be, and they'll sell him. What to get for Kamara? Kamara, you might as well hold. Why trade him at all at this point? The way that he's playing, would I go get a JJ? Sure. I definitely would get a JJ. This is a message from Denny. I don't ever check my phone line voicemail, but we gotta play this.
Teddy's top dog and 2 leagues. 2 out of 3 down, right? In.
That's badass, wow. Top dog.
Top dog. Top dog 2 leagues. He's Denny. That's it. That's it. That's what Denny left us. Denny, appreciate the voicemail, which I never check. I only check for Denny. That's it. Only Denny gets his voicemail checked. He's Denny, everybody. He's Denny. Denny. He's Denny. Yeah, well, I thought that was going to be a little bit better than it was, but Denny never disappoints. This team's loaded with talent and yes, disappointments, but I mean, look, one door closes, another opens. Tony Pollard stepped up big time for you when you lost Jamar Chase. So, you know, I like what you got there, but definitely there's always going to be ups and downs with the team, and you filled your team with a lot of good depth, man. I'm top 3 in my league. Trade AJ and ETN for JJ and Chase. I don't think so. Because AJ Brown's playing as good as anybody right now, bro. And ETN's playing, and he's on the field, and he's playing as good as anybody right now. So, like, I don't think I'm making a move and trading for an injured player. I have Mixon, Pierce, Stevenson, and Devontae Adams. I don't think I'm trading for an injured player in your scenario. Why get rid of ETN when he's on fire? It's an okay move. You know, it's not. If you did it, I wouldn't make you take a lap. But I mean, I don't know that it's a good position to be in where you're trading for injured players. You never know what's going to happen. What if Chase goes out there and re-injures it right away, bro? He's trying to rush back, right? So I like Chase in one sense, but I also don't know that I'm chasing him. I'm not chasing Chase, bro, when you're doing well already. Trade ETN and Ertz for Andrews and Mostert. Again, I love getting Andrews. I will trade for an injured player if I'm buying low. This isn't buying low. ETN, you're selling low, I think. I love ETN. You know, and Ertz isn't a bad tight end right now, and Andrews is injured. I don't think I like that. Should I ask for Amon-Ra instead of Mostert? Now, Andrews and Amon-Ra for ETN and Ertz, that I'm a little more apt to look at, and that's there's two sides to that coin too, because it's high risk to trade for Andrews, but it's also you're getting St. Brown, who hasn't really delivered the last couple weeks. I still fully believe in him, but you know, you're still giving up an on-fire ETN. I probably would make that trade. I'd be very, very interested in that trade, but I'm not in the other one. I would be on the fence on that one. What does the chat think? Would you rather have St. Brown and Andrews or ETN and Ertz? I mean, if you're going off of who's doing well right now, the ETN side wins that. But if you're trying to project and predict that Andrews does bounce back and doesn't suffer some sort of re-injury, Ada says it's fair, and I agree. I think you could argue either side. How likely do you think Hunt gets traded if they lose? I don't know that it's going to be up to the win or loss, bro. I think Andrews side, ETN side, Joe's thinking on it. Andrews and Sun God, ETN side, St. Brown, very, very even voting. I lean St. Brown and Andrews. I'm a little bit of a risk taker, but I feel like those are two very good risks to go all in on. I think Hunt's got a 50-50 shot at getting traded. Not because I don't think they want to trade him. I just don't know if anybody's willing to pay what the Browns want to, what they're asking for. Because not a lot of teams want a running back. You're talking about a very specific handful of teams that want an RB and then a deal getting done in time. Like that, it doesn't matter if people want to trade for a running back, how many teams, and is the deal right? So that's why it's 50-50. If he could be had for free, then 100% he would be traded. Not every running back would 100% be traded. If Akers were free, I'm not sure that any team would for sure take him or not. But when it comes to Hunt, he's a hot commodity. A lot of teams see the value. They know he'd be very good in their offense, and it just comes down to asking price and then time running out. How likely do you think? Oh, I got that one. Austin. Appreciate you, Austin, for asking that question. 15 says, 12-team PPR, do I trade Pitts, Khalil Herbert for Miles Sanders and Mooney? Probably, and then you flip Sanders. Or you write it out. I mean, you could make arguments on this side. Like, Pitts looked like he was returning to form. Got a lot of targets. Looked good. Looked dominant. Didn't just look like a pedestrian tight end out there catching footballs in wide open space. He looked like a wide receiver, dominating the tight end position. And it's just a matter of volume for him. It's never been a problem with talent. And everybody wants to say, oh, Pitts is not what we thought he was. That's not true. It's all about volume for him, and he got volume. He got targets, and look what happened. So if they keep feeding him the football, and I think the Falcons, they realize that you feed him, good things happen. Let's hope. I mean, we can't be certain if they understand what time it is, but 12-team PPR, do I trade Pitts and Khalil? I'll probably take Miles Sanders, I suppose, but it just depends if you think you could flip him. If you don't think you could flip him, I have a fear that he won't be valuable in week 14. I don't know. I could be wrong on that. Maybe he continues to do well all year. Got offered Tyreek, Mixon, and Pittman or Olave. So, of course, you're going to take Olave, bro. Pittman's a good buy low, but Olave's a wide receiver too, in my opinion. I got offered Reek, Mixon, and Olave for Adams, Dameon Pierce, for Ramondre. I take Adams, Dameon Pierce for Ramondre, but very, very close. I'm not done trading if I make this trade. I just feel like Dameon Pierce, Devontae Adams, and Ramondre have a little bit more value. I like the Tyreek side clearly, as far as being the best player in the deal right now, but I think Adams can rival Tyreek for being the best player in the deal. I think Dameon Pierce is more value than Mixon. However, that could change, in one game. We'll see what happens. Maybe we feel differently about Mixon coming out of this game. It's possible. Certainly possible. But, and Pierce, can get games scripted out. But, I don't know. It's tough, bro. That's a really good one. Rock out, appreciate you being here. First in the building today was, I believe, Matt and Joel and Caesar. Okay. Next up is James. Oh no, that was James. Payne. Appreciate you, Payne. Payne says trade JT and B-Rob for Aaron Jones. At this point, you might as well take Aaron Jones. He's playing great. He's not injured like JT. I mean, Aaron Jones is he looks good. He was a good buy low last week. That's why we said go get Aaron Jones. But JT being re-injured is a huge blow. So you might as well take the Aaron Jones value. I don't mind either side. Like if you wanted to keep Aaron Jones, I'm sorry, if you wanted to keep JT, I could understand that if you were trading JT for Aaron Jones. Pitts made some noise. Yes, he did. Trade Pollard, Gabe Davis, and Rondell Moore for JT and Godwin. I take JT and Godwin. Like, this is the kind of gamble, Zach, that I'm totally willing to gamble on when it comes to JT. To the moon for you, my guy.
To the moon.
For dropping the super. Appreciate you. The $10 super will be 9 and 7 median scores. Need to trade up QBs Herbie, Dimes, Goff, Ellinger, Saquon, B-Rob, Algier, DK, AJB, Waddle, Wandell, Watson, tight end Everett, Bellinger, Dynasty. I like the squad. I'm not seeing very many trade opportunities for you other than selling Waddle or AJ Brown on the high, or selling Barkley across for a Walker and trying to get more. Barkley's going to get you a lot. Like if you wanted to trade for a Walker, you'd be able to get a wide receiver that's really, really good in addition to Barkley, or in addition to Walker. But you have to get more. The fair market value commands more. So if you don't go and get a whole bunch more, you're gonna regret it. Saquon still commands that. DK could be sold high. You could still be a little fearful of the knee, but he looked good. He looked good. He's just he's an unbelievable talent, able to go out there and play on a injured patellar tendon. It's crazy. Waddle looks good. He always looks good, but do I trade him at the right cost? Sure. What do I get? I don't know. Your wide receiver room is really good. I don't know that you need to make many moves. If you're going to get like a Devontae Adams straight up for DK, and I don't know. I hate for you to trade B-Rob because he's your running back too, so you'd have to figure something else out. But like, would I go get Devontae Adams on the cheap? Absolutely. Would I go get Kenneth Walker and a wide receiver? Absolutely. Go see what running back the Devontae Adams owner has. Maybe you trade Barkley for Adams and a nice running back. Past that, I mean, I'm not sure what you'd want to even do to this team. Your wide receiver room is really good. B-Rob, I want to upgrade B-Rob a little bit, but at what cost? You know, Herbie, you got him off the bye. He should be bouncing back here, I believe, this week, hopefully. Yeah, CMC looked good. Looks real good, bro. I mean, how can you not like what CMC did on the field in week number 8? I mean, if you're a fan of football at all, it was phenomenal. Carried the team on his back. Niners weren't winning anything without him. Like, that team is CMC right now. Let's just hope he stays healthy. Are just 4 of the Moon Men points scored yesterday. How about the Moon Men? 36.6, 39.2, 23.7, 28.4. Collusion had a grip of the Moon Men. Attaboy, Collusion.
Mashed potatoes!
Collusion dropping wads all over the field. Thank you, Collusion, for the super chat. Kwani says, 10 team, I'm 4-4. Now after facing CMC, Tony Pollard, and Kamara, that's a rough list of opponents, bro. Do I hold team Dak, Fields, Watson, Walker, Eckler, Pierce, JJ Lamb? Yeah, your team's fire. Andrews, you'd have nothing to worry about, bro. You have a good team. JJ, Andrews, Lamb, like, there's nothing to worry. There's nothing to even try and, like, other than upgrade your quarterback somehow. Like, if for any reason you could, I mean, I like Godwin as your third wide receiver, but if you were able to, like, pick up somebody you really liked and you could upgrade Dak into the Burrow owners are worried William, and they want to get rid of Burrow because they're afraid he's going to, I don't know, not be as good. Or you could go in and get, like, I definitely try and upgrade Dak, but I'm not touching my starters. Your team's phenomenal. There's nothing to worry about there. I'd walk into battle with that team any day of the week. A $10 hauler
To the moon.
from Problem. Appreciate you, Problem. My team: Hurts, Walker, ETN, AJ Brown, St. Brown, Swift, Everett, DK, JT. Phenomenal. And this is the perfect team to have JT, because you don't necessarily need him, but if he bounces back, you win your league. Dude offered Godwin and Knox for AJB. Should I also count Godwin and Knox for AJB? Yeah. Nice try.
You are offer sex. You are made offer sex.
A horrible offer. Should I counter trade JT plus Tua for Kelsey and Godwin? I don't mind that. That's getting you out of some trouble. Kelsey's a great trade across. You know what another trade across that I'm looking to do is, if you do own JT and you don't want to take the risk, Andrews. It's another risk, but I trade JT straight across for Andrews if I'm worried about JT and you need scoring. And I know Andrews could be banged up, and what if he doesn't even play week 9? I get it. There's risk involved. But Andrews is somebody that I think it's a really decent, swap. And these are the bye weeks for week number 9, just so everybody knows, week number 9. Andrews is a fantastic play. I'll probably make a video on it. If you're worried about JT and you can't wait on JT, Mark Andrews might be your dude. And this is a similar move. If you can get that, I would take Kelsey and Godwin in a heartbeat in that situation. Also, Brady, Tyreek, Mixon, Lenny. Guy also owns that. He's not giving up Tyreek. There's not right now. Yeah, that's a great trade though. Problem less. I like that. WRM to the moon.
To the moon.
Appreciate my boy WRM. 7-1, 10-man league, 2 flex. Allen, Diggs. Okay. D. Adams, Kamara, Walker, Patterson, right? ETN, or is that? Yeah, it's Patterson. ETN, Devontae Smith, Monty, Dillon, any moves? Adams, Kamara, Walker, ETN, no. Trade Monty and Devontae Smith for a little bit better wide receiver. Trade. Let's see here. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm not touching that. Allen, Diggs, Josh Allen, Diggs, Adams, Kamara, Kenneth Walker. That's ETN. That's phenomenal. There's nothing to do there. Monty and Knox for Andrews. Try it. Monty and Knox for Andrews. Throwing Dillon. I don't care. Monty, Knox for Andrews, or you just roll with what you got. You try and trade Monty, but what are you going to get at this point? I don't know. Like a Gabe Davis for Monty? Yeah. Allen, Diggs, Gabe Davis. Triple stack. That's what I'm doing. I'd trade Monty for Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis is on the cheap, bro. Very good buy low. JT and DJ Moore for Walker. I'd take Walker. I just would. I still buy JT in the right situation, but he got re-injured, guys. Things have changed. I have JT. Someone dropped Hines. Who do I drop to pick him up? Noah Brown. I don't care about Noah Brown, bro. I don't care about Noah Brown. Nor do I need two tight ends, I suppose. But Noah Brown's not doing it for me, bro. Mahomes, Cooks, to the moon for your $10.
To the moon.
$10 hauler, my guy. Isaac, Mahomes, Cook, Dalvin Cook, Tyreek Hill, Waddle, Goddard, benches, Gibson, Madison, Judy, Cooks, Jeff Wilson. Offered CMC and DK for Cook and Waddle. I take CMC and DK in a heartbeat for Cook and Waddle. I mean, you draft Waddle ahead of DK, but could DK hang with Waddle? Enough to do the running back upgrade, bro.
You've just been...
I mean, that's cakewalk. That's light work, bro. That's light work. That's near got him stuff.
Got him.
Easy, yes, bro. Thanks for the advice. Want to upgrade my running back room? Absolutely, man. Appreciate your super chat. Appreciate your support. Appreciate everything about you. 3 and 5. Kyler, Swift, Dillon, Eno, Khalil Herbert, JJ, Amon-Ra, Pittman, Bateman, Pickens, Burks, Waddle, Goddard, Taysom Hill. Should I blow it up or what? 3 and 5 Dynasty. Kyler, Swift, Eno, Herbert, JJ. No, don't blow it up because you've got a lot of good future in this team. Like, what are you going to blow it up to? What are you going to sell high? JJ for what? You know, JJ's the player you want to buy in a blow up. It's Dynasty, so you're not going after Adams. JT's a good buy low in this situation. Maybe trade Swift for JT and somebody. Maybe somebody gives you more with JT. JT's a great buy low in a blow up situation. I still like Amon-Ra long term, but would I take JT and something for Amon-Ra? Maybe they'd trade for Amon-Ra. Maybe the Dynasty JT owner doesn't want anything to do with him. You know, so that would be the number one target for me in a Dynasty is go to the JT owner and just say, look, what are we talking about here? Because he's not bouncing back. His offensive line is not doing well. We don't know what his role is anymore. We only saw 1 year of him. Who knows if this guy's the real deal anymore? You could buy him low enough to where even if you are wrong and he doesn't bounce back, you're getting him at a price that should get you back what you're paying. He said he wants A.J. Brown for Walker now. Yeah, I mean, I like A.J. Brown safer. You know, Walker, if you need an RB, I understand it and I'd probably do it. But I feel like A.J. Brown just got you more in the trade. and you need to take advantage of that. Don't let him control the narrative because you're asking. That's the problem. You're poking around makes the person say, no, I want more. Bring more. Bring more. You want it. I know what you want, and I'm not going to trade you until you pay the world. Give me the moon. And maybe he wants, the world, and he's not a reasonable, rational man, Mark, but A.J. Brown earned more than Walker. Not that I think Walker can't be as good, if not better. Like, if I'm drafting today for week 9 on, like, they're neck and neck potentially, but A.J. Brown just exploded. So try and get more, Mark. Try and get more. You deserve it. Mark, what's your full team again now with all the trades that you've made? Got offered Gabe Davis and Pollard for Swift. Look, if we knew Pollard was the starter go forward, this would be something to think about. But because we don't know that, because they're easing Swift back in, I get Swift as a bust. We could be sitting here 2 weeks from now giving Swift away for a ham sandwich. He might even be injured and off the field. There's that risk. Swift does have a lot of risk, even going forward, even coming back from injury, and he feels like he's a little bit safer now. I don't know. But I don't know that Tony Pollard, who could go back to a 50-50 timeshare coming off the Week 9 bye. Cowboys have a Week 9 bye right here. And so you're looking at a potential, like high right now that Pollard has in terms of trade value, and this guy's trying to exploit it. I'm not saying I don't like the idea and concept here, but I think you deserve more. So I would definitely get more. I wouldn't let this guy dictate the trade value here when the fair market's saying one thing and he's saying another. And just because he says it, you're going to do it. You command more. You can't sell Tony Pollard right now until you know at the cost he's trying to sell him, until we know what he is. 354 of you in here, only 77 thumbs up. Please punch that thumb up button.
Hit that subscribe button if you're new, and wipe your feet at the door.
Appreciate everybody here. It's been a crazy week, man. This was a mixed bag this week. There's a lot of good that happened, and there's some bads, and there's some missteps on my part. Look, I'm not perfect. Did I not give CMC enough credit? I didn't. I did it. I'm admitting when I'm wrong. Guys, I'm not right all the time. I should have believed in CMC more than I did walking into that game. He looked phenomenal. Like, what do you want me to say? I love him. I love CMC. He looks so good. He looks so utilized. Am I fearful that 1 minute it's going to look one way and another minute it's going to look different? Yeah, I am. I still don't trust Shanahan at all. But CMC I trust right now. I fear injury with him still. We all do, but who cares? We fear injury with everybody. At this point, it's like we're entering week 9. We can't be afraid of a guy going down when it's week 9. There's not a lot of time left walking into week number 9. So I'm not so worried about can he last anymore at this point. Even with Derrick Henry, like, I still feel like he's probably got extreme risk for getting hurt, but he's still balling out. Who cares? It depends on the cost of entry. Depends on if you own him, what can you get? If you can't get the world, then you hold him and you ride the wave out. So we've been right on a lot of the bus, but with in terms of Henry, I don't know that I'm gonna tell anybody to sell him. I'm just not gonna tell anybody to sell him. If the right offer comes along, I would sell him high. But Henry's looking very, very, very good right now. CMC's looking very, very, very good right now. These are top 5 running backs going forward until further notice. They just are. It is what it is. You adjust and adapt. I've been right on a lot. Halloween. But I've also missed on a couple big players too, and definitely feel like, Henry's playing at that level where I need to admit that he's balling out. Henry is he's on his way, if not already
to the moon.
On the moon this year. I admit it. Am I still scared of him getting injured? Absolutely. This one here from Bradford. 12-man PPR, Geno, Pierce, Ramondre, Kupp, Pittman, Andrews, Judy. Bench is Watson, Pacheco. Moves. I don't know what you Kupp. I mean, no one's gonna buy him injured though at a high price. There's no sell highs here. No offense, bro. There's no sell highs here. Andrews, you can't sell high. Pierce coming off a mediocre game. Ramondre maybe is a sell high, but you got to find the right buyer. Andrews, yeah, there's nothing here to sell high. You kind of have to hold. If you start making trades with this team, you're going to end up just losing, a little bit here, a little bit there. So that's a dangerous game to play with that specific team. I'm going to say hold and let some guys gain some value back and revisit some potential buy low, sell high opportunities next week. There's nothing there unless you get somebody that comes buying Kupp at his regular asking price. Then you open the door to a trade talk. Smitty working on Halloween. Pay him his life. Thank you, East Coast Tatty. Appreciate you. Zach, JT and CEH for Swift and Jamal Williams. I take Swift and Jamal because you have the duo. You have the duo. I feel like JT by himself isn't as powerful as Swift and Jamal because if Swift doesn't deliver, Jamal will. And am I afraid both of them eat into each other's workload? Yeah, I guess, but I feel like either Swift's going to be balling out or he's injured. And if he's injured, then you got Jamal. Herbie, Saquon, Kamara, Eckler, ETN, Kenneth Walker, Najee. What are you playing in a 1.5-man league? What is this? Chase, Debo, Waddle, Mike Evans. Come on. What is this? 4-3 PPR 8-man league. Yeah, right. 8-man league. What is this? Halloween? Do I look like you're tricking or treating me, bro? Ricardo, appreciate your super chat, by the way. 4-3. How you 4-3 with this team? That's even the worst part. How you 4-3 with this team? Saquon, Kamara, Eckler, ETN. You've been starting the wrong guy every week. Ricardo's done the impossible. He started the worst call ever. Ricardo, this team is fire. I'm not worried about this team at all. Do I trade Kamara and Najee and Ertz for Kelsey and JT? No. You stand pat, bro. Maybe you trade Najee and Ertz for JT. Trade two of them for one of those guys. You take Kamara out, you take one of them out. Trade Najee and Ertz. Even throw in, I don't know, throw in somebody else like Kittle. Trade Kittle, Najee, and Ertz. Or trade Kittle, keep one of them. Trade Kittle and Najee for either one, JT or Kelsey. But don't make a move. Just start the right guys, Ricardo. For goodness sake. Your team is like has the makings of being 7-0. It's 4-3. I don't know. It's like you left your lineup blank for a couple weeks or something. That's a phenomenal squad, bro. Absolutely killed it. To the moon.
To the moon.
That's one of the 8-man league. I don't care if that's an 8-man league. You did it all right. You just haven't managed it right, or you've gone up against the highest scoring opponents in the history of mankind. I mean, how you 4-3 with that squad, bro? It's Halloween and Smitty's not wearing his Maverick. I got it now. Thank you, Ron Navy. Appreciate you. Will, Smitty, should I trade Mike Evans for Gibson and Devontae Smith? No, absolutely not. What do you think about Dulcich? I think he's good. He's a good, like, borderline 10. Good starter at the end of like the top, let's say like 8 to 12 range for tight ends. But no, I do not make that a Mike Evans trade. Absolutely not. Lunchbox, sup Smitty, Sutton owner. He's been my unfortunate flex. Really hoping Jerry gets traded in the final hours here. Any late trades to accept? Or you anticipate? I'm sorry. I'm reading two different chats at the same time. I think Judy could get traded. I don't think he does get traded, but he could get traded. Anybody could get traded. All it takes is one team to want a player and make a dumb trade or make a good trade or make a good offer, or a team to say no to a good trade and then it doesn't happen. So many ways this thing could go. In the end, I think Kareem Hunt and Brandon Cooks are probably the two most highly likely traded players, but it could be Judy. It could be, I don't think it'll be Aaron Jones anymore. Aaron Jones almost got traded. Could the team still trade him? Maybe. I forgot to ask what moves to make with my super chat, says Gridiron. Gridiron, what did you ask? Gridiron. Kyler Swift, Dylan, Herbert, Amon, Rob Pittman. There's not, like I said earlier, there's not a lot to trade other than JJ. Maybe I didn't say this. JJ for 2 players, but what are you going to do? Sell them low? Swift, what are you going to do? Sell them low? There's nothing here. You got to let them gain value. You got to wait. You got to wait for some value gain, or you're just going to end up losing more than you're gaining because no one's overpaying for players that have slumped. Yeah, thank you, Silver. Appreciate you. Matthew with a super chat. Matthew, what is Matthew's question? Because he didn't attach it. So let's see what Matthew's been saying. What's Matthew been up to? Matthew. Matthew, let's see. Matthew's just super chatting to be kind. I don't even see another question. So Matthew, appreciate your super chat, my guy. You're the man. You're the man. Where are we at? This next question is from Two-Tone. Two-Tone says Herbert, Barkley, Kenneth Walker, JJ, Amon-Ra, Everett, Evans, Deontay. Do I trade Amon-Ra, St. Brown, and Foreman for Hill? Yes. Yes. I don't even need to know your roster. And look, I like Foreman, but you have a chance to get a guy that's playing at an incredibly high level now in Tyreek Hill. Who you have doesn't even matter at that point. Like if you trade for a surplus of wide receiver or running back or something in a trade like that, you just end up. Johnny, appreciate your YouTube exclusive membership. You do the trade and you maneuver out of it if it creates some kind of like surplus or something. But you don't turn down that kind of deal. You never really turn down a great trade. Looks like we got a lot of renewals coming up for the super chat, or the YouTube exclusive membership. So thank you all in advance for renewing as it comes flying in. Need thoughts to improve this 3-4 team depending on the Bengals. 1 running back, thank you, James. 1 running back, 1 wide receiver, 3 flex. Burrow, Swift, Pollard, Eno, Damian, Khalil, Dylan, Hunt, Madison, Rashad, Higgins, Goodwin, Hurts, Malik. Need thoughts to improve this 3. Is this the entire team? Burrow, Swift, Pollard, Eno, Damian, Khalil. These are the wide receivers. That's a rough wide receiver room if it's really Higgins and Goodwin. Swift, Pollard. I don't know what you do on this with this trade or this team. God, I don't know. I think maybe you just wait and see what happens, like you said, with the Bengals, and then if Burrow goes crazy, which he may or may not, maybe he does really well, but he doesn't go crazy because he doesn't have Jamar Chase. I don't know that you can trade any of these guys high enough to trade them. Pollard maybe on the high. Maybe you go get a JT using Pollard, and I don't know, maybe somehow, some way. You could trade Damian Harris. That's not Damian Pierce, I imagine, because you're spelling it different than Damian Pierce. But if it's Pierce, don't trade him. Would I trade Pollard and Eno or Pollard and Damian Harris for Adams on the cheap? Yes, I would do that in a heartbeat. Would I do it for JT? Try JT, Mr. Frost. Maybe somebody gives you JT. And they shouldn't. That would be a phenomenal move for you. We're gonna have a buy low, sell high list. Don't you worry. Off the top of my head, the buy low, sell high list. I'll give you a grip of names that are probably gonna be the most likely candidates: Kenneth Walker, Adams, JT, Andrews, St. Brown. Gabe Davis are all players I love buying low. Walking into this week, we'll cover that in tremendous detail this week. You can bet your bottom dollar. Trade Barkley, Gibson for AJ Brown and Jacoby. At this point, you got to take what you can get when it's a level 1 player at their position. You get an A.J. Brown for Barkley. Like, why you even asking, bro? Smash it. Go get A.J. Brown. He just caught 3 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if JT returns to form, what's he going to return to? A.J. Brown's form? Like, you'd be lucky to get A.J. Brown's value. So you smash it. Like, you be dancing on the top of your roof, bro, for hours on end tonight if you were guaranteed Barkley would play like A.J. Brown for the rest of the season. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put that in perspective. Like, you would be thrilled and accept it. If I told you you could have A.J. Brown's production for the rest of the year out of Barkley right now if you shake my hand, but you run the risk of maybe not getting more. It can only be as good as A.J. Brown. Shake my hand right now, and you'll only get A.J. Brown production. Nothing more, nothing less. You would shake my hand in a heartbeat if you're a JT owner. In a millisecond. So that should give you an indication of what you need to do there. So go do it. Go do it live. Burrow is 0-3 versus the Browns. Hasn't beat them. Worries. I mean, yeah, with those stats, they don't always concern me. But when you have like Jamar Chase down and then you give me those stats, Ron, of course it worries me. But Joe Burrow's that kind of guy that, like, they call him Joe Cool for a reason. Like, he can face these kind of odds, go out there with a cigar, and just blast everybody into oblivion. He could also go out there and say, I don't have Jamar Chase. What do you expect me to do? And have a mediocre day. So, could go either way. But is there, if there's a couple players in the NFL that I believe can overcome this kind of thing, Joe Burrow's one of them. Joe Burrow's one of them. Phone lines are open. Dial into the show. Let's go.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Darling, happy Halloween. Thank you, Ron Navy, for the super chat. Thank you all for your super chats, your kind words, your Halloween wishes, your Halloween spooky stories. Let's go. Let's go. Is Kamara top 8 running back rest of season? Yeah. Oh, guess who's here? Oh wow, Sean. Oh wow, Sean on the phone. Oh wow. Oh wow. Is this really you? Oh wow. I feel starstruck right now.
It's me.
Oh wow. Bro, what's up?
You know, I'd be happier, but I kind of got blown out this week, so
Bro, you're still laughing, smiling, giggling, like you sound happy. Oh wow, you sound happy.
Yeah, I still have hope, you know.
Yeah. Well, what happened to you, bro?
Yeah, so this week I had Mahomes out, so I played
yeah, that's rough.
Malik Willis. That didn't turn out great, but also I had Jonathan Taylor, who didn't perform that well.
Mm-hmm.
I had DeAndre Swift, who, I mean, he did like okay, but I was kind of expecting him to like do better than he did.
Yeah.
I had Devontae Adams, who also didn't.
Yeah, that was a bunch
really
of bed crap in the bed at the same time.
Yeah, and then I had Stephon Diggs. Thankfully, I also had Tony Pollard, who went off, but I don't know. It was a rough week.
Yeah, yeah. I think you got it sounds like you got a lot of talent though, and you kind of got to ride it out.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no one's gonna give you anything for Swift that you deserve. No one's giving you anything for JT that you deserve. People are trying to buy low on Adams all day. People are selling Adams low. That's why he's a good buy low. I'm telling people to come rob Adams from you, owners that own him. You know, so definitely hold.
I have faith. He's been doing well for me, so I'm still holding out. The one person, I know a lot of people have the same question, but yeah, JT is I don't know how to feel about JT, but there's actually an owner who's like also in a not a great situation right now, and he recently said in the group chat that he's open to trading Barkley and Kenneth Walker for wide receivers. But I don't have great. I mean, like, I have only 2 wide receivers who I think are valued higher than Kenneth Walker at least right now, and I don't know if you would recommend me trading for them.
Give me your team real quick, and we'll cook up a Kenneth Walker trade for you real quick.
Okay. Yeah, it's so I'll just include Mahomes because this week's basically over. But Mahomes, JT, DeAndre Swift, Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Tony Pollard, Dallas Goedert, Amari Cooper, Juju, Wan'Dale Robinson, Rashad White, Chuba Hubbard, and Kadarius Toney.
Okay.
So you want me to run you by some of his pieces, or just?
Let's just try and cook up a deal real quickly. So, I mean,
Okay.
Pollard's an interesting sell right now. You know, because
Okay.
it seems like you can maybe maneuver with him, but the problem with your team is you got either big dogs or no medium dogs. So you're trying to buy Walker. Would I trade him Swift? Yeah. Absolutely. Like Swift is a risk to me.
Trade Swift for?
Yeah, I would trade Swift for Walker.
Okay.
You might get him to bite on that because the reason I think you could is you could throw in a Juju or Amari Cooper as well. I'd do that in a heartbeat, or a Kadarius Toney.
Oh, okay.
The reason wow. The reason I do that, and bro, trust your gut. You know, I'm wrong all the time. Like everybody's wrong. Everybody's wrong. You know, I try and be right more than I'm wrong, but like, you know, there's some weeks that are, you know, don't. I believe I would take JT and turn him into Walker, or I would take Swift and turn him into Walker.
Okay.
Swift to me is a nice buy low or hold if you don't have Jamal Williams, right?
I don't. I was very disappointed that he outperformed Swift this week.
Well, can you pick him up? Can you pick him up? Is he available?
I can try, but I would probably have to trade for him.
So he's not a free agent?
Yeah, he's not a free agent.
Okay.
One of the guys has him.
Yeah. So Kenneth Walker safer than Swift. Kenneth Walker safer than JT. I'd probably rather keep Swift over JT though, because JT's currently injured.
Really? Okay.
Swift is, you know, at least back. But I mean, I'd rather get rid of JT if you could, because JT Swift's got his bye already. JT doesn't have his bye. JT's banged up, so I would try that. But I like Walker. If I'm drafting in the top 10, I'm drafting Walker in the top 10, top 12 overall.
Oh, okay.
But that's me. That's me. Trust your gut. You don't feel that way if you love JT and Swift more. But your team is really good. I don't know that I'm making any crazy moves. Like you got a great.
It's just I was a little bit underwhelmed with like I came into this week, I was decently confident. I know Mahomes wasn't playing, but I thought that I still had a good chance of winning. My opponent had Christian McCaffrey and Alvin Kamara, so I got pretty blown out. And yet,
you couldn't have avoided that. You couldn't have avoided that, bro. All right, man. Well, yeah, don't sell Adams, don't sell Diggs, don't sell Mahomes. Pollard, you know, would I try and trade Pollard? Absolutely, like on a high for a guy like Walker. Like if you could somehow give Pollard, Juju, and Cooper, you know, for Walker, try that first and see if he's willing.
Honestly, I think he's
try
looking for wide receivers, so I think I could definitely do Pollard and Cooper for Walker, and he'd probably honestly accept it. So I think that's a fair trade.
Do it. If you land that, you do that. Yeah, it'd be amazing, bro. If you can land Walker without touching JT and Swift, yeah. I still really like Swift. I just still really worry about him too. So like that's why he's an option.
Yeah.
I still really believe JT can bounce back, but the re-injury of his ankle, like that's just a devastating blow. You know, like that's not what fantasy owners needed. He did average about 5 yards per carry though. So when people say he looked awful, he didn't look awful. He just didn't get volume. There's a big difference. But will that change? That's part of the problem. Yeah. Like, is the offense gonna put him in a position where he can get 100 carries or 100 yards a game? I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be a consistent 100-yard rusher right now in that offense, but I think it's worth the gamble if you're buying him, and I think he's worth the gamble holding him if the only alternative is to sell low. But Walker's not selling low. Walker's pretty decent straight across for JT. I really don't mind that at all because JT's banged up. If JT wasn't banged up, I might be more willing to say, I'd need something more or whatever, but I would take Walker straight up. But yeah, go try the Pollard and Cooper deal. All right, man. Appreciate you.
Okay.
Later.
I'll try that. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Cody. I'll call back later.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
That was Oh Wow Sean, everybody. Oh Wow Sean dropping in. Appreciate you, Oh Wow. Let's see here. Trade Jefferson and Miles Sanders for Jonathan Taylor and A.J. Brown. Jefferson and Miles Sanders for Jonathan Taylor and A.J. Brown. I'm taking... chat, what do you think on this one? This one is a tough one. I mean, on one side, JJ is the best player in the deal. Like, how do you not accept this? But then again, A.J. Brown's playing absolutely out of his mind. But at the same time, it's like Miles Sanders is playing good enough, you know? I feel like Miles Sanders is playing good enough. JJ is JJ. I don't worry about JJ at all. I know some people are worried about JJ. Let's get a group chat vote on this one. JJ side, yeah. That's what I figured. There you go, Juan. It's always nice to see, you know, an answer and then the chat back it up, you know what I'm saying? That should make you feel pretty confident in it. JJ side, there's a couple JT sides, but not a ton. Yeah, I mean, it's just but I do shop Miles Sanders. You might even be able to trade Miles Sanders for Jonathan Taylor if you want to go that route. I don't think it would be that hard. I'm not even saying it's the best move in the world, but congrats, Smitty. Huge Cup League week. What was my Cooper Cup League score, Fantasy Dog? I don't even know. I haven't even checked. A $20 hauler from Montoya.
Mashed potatoes!
Appreciate you, Montoya. Montoya. My team: Murray, Diggs, Evans, Eno, White, Pitts, Olave, Lockett, Dulcich, Wandell, Sutton, Herbert. I'm being offered JT Pittman for Diggs. JT Pittman. Take Diggs in a heartbeat, bro. I don't even need to know the rest. Diggs is arguably the wide receiver one, my guy. You know, he arguably is the number one wide receiver in fantasy. So, you know, enough said. I don't even need to know the details. Montoya, appreciate your super chat. Appreciate you. This one right here from Jarvis, $10 hauler.
To the moon.
Thank you for the $10 hauler. 12-man, half PPR, 6-1. Stay put or trade for receiver. Lamar, Kupp, Higgins, Saquon, Etienne, Walker, Freiermuth, benches DJ Moore, Schuster, McKenzie, Wandell. Lamar, Kupp, Higgins, Saquon, Etienne, Walker. I like this team. I'm not really touching it. The only trade players right here are DJ Moore on the high, or you just stick them in your lineup and you roll with it. And if you can't start them, like if you're only able to start two wide receivers in this context, then I guess you could look to try and upgrade Higgins using DJ Moore. If not, use DJ Moore in your lineup. And I like those players. I'm not looking to trade that crew unless you can upgrade Higgins in a nice, you know, crafty way. This one's from TP. TP says Herbert, Pollard, Etienne, JT, Amon-Ra, Keenan Allen, Gabe Davis, Waller will be 3 and 5. JT, Gabe Davis, Willis laid an egg. Stay put or just traded away CD and JJ last week. I don't know. JT's a little worrisome re-injuring his ankle. Like, I don't know what you're going to get for him, though. And I mean, I guess you could roll the dice and go, like, I don't know who your backup running backs are, but if you were to go, like, Pollard, you can't this week because he's on a bye, but if you went Pollard, Etienne, and you're able to get, like, an Adams for JT, I would probably take it. I also think try and get a running back or something. I don't know what you got on the bench, but I also feel like Andrews is a good way out of JT. But that's tough to tell you. I mean, Walker, I'd say Walker TP is probably your other nice potential opportunity to go get a replacement for JT. But JT, I still don't like. I don't like selling low on JT. I don't mind selling him lateral, buying low. But don't sell JT just to get rid of him and to rid yourself of him. If Malik plays, would you start him against KC? Probably not after what happened in this contest here in Week 8, man. I liked Malik a lot going into this game. I thought he'd at least run for like 60, 70 yards and a touchdown, even if he didn't do anything in the passing game, which is what he didn't do. But then he didn't have any rushing yards either. They didn't even run him. There weren't a lot of design runs. The ones that he did run, they didn't get any yardage. No, I mean, it depends on your alternative, Jonathan, but for the most part, there's got to be a better option out there. He was a high-risk 1-week play, and it didn't work. And I don't think I'd repeat it unless you start to see him develop or something. Hey, help me improve my 2-6 team, 12-team, 2 QB. Herbie, Fields, PJ, JT, Dylan, Khalil, B-Rob. Let's see here. So JT, B-Rob are your running backs. Godwin, Pittman, Mike Williams. I mean, I'd only sell JT, my guy, if you're getting a Walker or something. So if you could sell JT and, let's say, Mike Williams to somebody and get Walker. Herbie, I don't think you're getting high value for Herbie, so I don't know that I'd sell him. He's a buy low guy. There's not a lot to sell here until JT bounces back or Herbie bounces back. You could maybe try and sell Godwin, and a B-Rob for like a Kenneth Walker or a struggling player like JT struggling. Like you would have been a candidate to maybe go get him. But B-Rob and Godwin for a Kenneth Walker. B-Rob and Godwin for a Devontae Adams. Something you can buy low on. Maybe, and I'm not even a big fan of this in general, but with your team, you might want to try it. Deebo Samuel. Godwin for Deebo Samuel. You might have to give up more, but he might be worth it for you, man. If he does bounce back and do well. 5-3, Kelsey for Swift and Olave. I'd rather have Swift and Olave if you can. Let's see, but I have no tight end. Okay, you'd have to figure that out. Like if there's a Taysom Hill out there or somebody you can pick up. But I'd probably rather have Swift and Olave together over Kelsey. But I don't know, bro. That's giving up a lot. You know what? I'm going to say no. I like Swift and Olave. I'd have to know more, Jack, before I could sign off on it because Kelsey's the best player in the deal. So I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. Doesn't mean I can't get turned and flipped into wanting to take Swift and Olave, but I'm going to say no. Until I know more details, there's just no way I can sign off on giving the best player in the deal. I'm a big person of keeping the best player in the deal in most circumstances. Tua, CMC, Mixon, Walker, Herbert, Dillon, Pacheco, Amari Cooper, Higgins, London, Waddle, Taysom, Traylon Burks, and he moves to make your 5-2. CMC, Mixon, Walker, it's phenomenal running crew there. I think Mixon bounces back a little bit. Would I potentially trade him on the high? I would let him ball out and then look to balance your wide receiver room out a little bit because you could roll with Walker and CMC and you'll be fine at running back. You got Dillon, you got Khalil, you got Pacheco, you got some upside there on the bench. You need more wide receiver firepower. Maybe a Jamar Chase is a good candidate for you to trade for. Let's see if you could get rid of like a Herbert and Cooper, Amari Cooper, to get somebody on the low like that. Sure. Do I think you could maybe go after let's see here. Mix in for Devontae Adams. That would be a phenomenal move. Would I give up a little bit? Probably. Would I give up a Wandale? Sure. Would I give up a Njoku? Absolutely. But Mixon for a wide receiver tonight, you kind of need him to go off though, bro, to get the value out of that. But I would certainly take a shot at trading Mixon for a wide receiver, a buy low wide receiver. Even Debo, maybe. Debo or Adams are probably your top two targets. Foreman for Khalil Herbert. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Foreman for Khalil Herbert, full PPR. You got to keep Foreman right now, bro. First of all, Foreman's got much higher value than Herbert, and I love Herbert. I don't mind this idea, but you need to go get like a Gabe Davis and a Khalil Herbert. And everyone's going to be clowning on Gabe Davis. He's a very good buy low. But like you need something like that with Khalil Herbert, or you can't make this trade. Foreman's a low-end running back too right now. He's got a ton of value. Also have Rondale Moore and Isaiah McKenzie. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't change anything, TP, but I appreciate you filling me in on that. Let's go to the phone lines one more time. Guys, we're not going to be live much longer. We've been live for an hour and 10 minutes. I'm going to cut it short in about 5 minutes, and then we got to go trick-or-treating. Browns own the Bengals, Smitty. Oh, and that's what history tells us. Joe Burrow's got something else he wants to tell everybody tonight. So we'll see. All right, guys. Phone lines open briefly, and then I'm going. This might even be the last caller. You're live on the Fantasy Football Show.
Sure.
Yellow.
Hey, what's up? So yeah, I'm just wondering if I can make any moves with like any of my players, because I know Andrews is a sell low or a buy low right now, so I can't sell him. And then anything I could do with Swift to get another RB.
For Swift,
I guess, is there a package? Yeah, do you think I can make a package for Eckler with Swift and some pieces? If I give you my lineup, is that okay?
Yeah, briefly. Let's go. Drop it real quick.
So QB is Burrow. Running backs are Swift and Damian Harris. Wide receivers are Kupp and Higgins. Tight end is Andrews. Flex is Khalil Herbert. And then the bench is Justin Herbert, Everett, Mooney, Isaiah McKenzie, Eno Benjamin, and then Darrell Henderson.
Who's your tight end right now?
Andrews.
And then who is your flex? I'm sorry, was it Everett or who do you have? Khalil Herbert?
The flex is Khalil Herbert.
Oh, Herbert. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And you got J. Herb on the bench. Okay.
Yeah.
And your target is who again?
Eckler with Swift, because the guy has nothing else really.
So you're trying to get Eckler. That's your target.
Yeah, because he's streaming. The guy's streaming tight end, QB, and even wide receiver 2 and RB 2.
I mean, and you can only start one quarterback, and you got Justin Herbert sitting there?
Yeah, I got him on the bench because I can't, sell him high.
Sorry, I'm just watching this game too. I'm a little distracted. I apologize. Yeah, and who's this guy's quarterback? You said?
My starting one is Burrow.
No, the other guy.
Oh, Justin Herbert.
I thought that's your backup quarterback.
Oh, sorry. You're saying the other guy's quarterback?
Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill, and then Gino.
And you can't send him Justin Herbert and like Swift for Eckler? It's like the most perfect.
I just got Swift. That's why I was going to ask you if that's a good package.
Yeah, I mean it's the most perfect lined up thing you could possibly imagine. The worst scenario would be like this guy has already got Mahomes, but he doesn't have a quarterback. Like it's match made in heaven. I mean, if you can't get rid of Herbert, bro, you got to do it. You just got to. You can't try and try and nickel and dime on this value here. You gotta go. You gotta go take advantage of being able to finally get rid of it. You're talking about walking into week number 9 and you still got this situation on your hands. He's out of the bye week. That's a very good selling point for this guy. You say, bro, you don't have to worry about Justin Herbert the rest of the way. You could easily give him Herbert and Swift, and he should absolutely. If he's what's his record?
His record's like 1-6, 1-7.
Yeah, I mean, why would he hold on to Eckler and just let the boat burn to the ground, bro? You know, maybe he's just that kind of guy.
Stuff earlier.
You what?
I was trying to sell him a bunch of stuff earlier, but he wasn't biting, so I didn't want to overbuy on Eckler. So I was just wondering if you think that's still good.
It's a home run, bro. Easy call, light work.
All right. Thank you.
All right, man. Appreciate you.
Have a good one.
Yep. All right. Phone lines are done. Someone said the phone line says it's unavailable. It's because I was on a call, bro. Traded Foreman Ayuk for JT. I love that. Smitty approved. That's the kind of way you buy JT.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Is there risk involved? Absolutely. But that's how you buy JT. Guys, I appreciate all of you. I'm sorry I'm calling it a short night. If I missed a super chat, I don't think I did. I went through them all. But if I somehow messed up and put one on the screen and then took it off or something, please let me know in the comments and I will get back to you. I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. I'm also live whenever news breaks, which means I probably will be doing a live stream tonight. Some kind of trade going down, I imagine. So please, I wonder if Kareem Hunt looks like he's getting traded. I don't know. I smell a trade. I have a feeling I'll be going live. You know, the next 24 hours are going to be fun to talk about all the stuff going on. So stay tuned. I'm live whenever news breaks. I'm live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, which is this live stream. We're cutting it short today. An hour and 16 minutes is still a nice little live. But we'll be out of here. Last super chat here. JT and Keenan for Saquon. Which side wins? What do you think, bro? I appreciate your super chat, by the way. I'm not trying to be a smart aleck. I'm just saying, like, dude, Saquon, you take in the top 5 overall. JT, we're like panicking on. You know, Keenan Allen who's Keenan Allen at this point? You know, so Saquon, easy.
You've just been
live Monday through Friday. Appreciate your super chat, by the way, Axel. Very, very glad to have you here. You will be live a lot tomorrow, says Ron Navy. That's true. I'll be live a lot tomorrow. I might even be live a lot tonight. We'll see, bro. After the trick-or-treating goes down. I might be live while I'm walking up to houses with the little one. You know, I might be like, hey, I'm live out in front of, what's your name? Bob's house. Bob, what do you think of this trade that just went down? Bob, you don't know football? Get out of here, Bob. Take a lap, Bob. I'll make Bob take a lap around his own house when we go knocking on his door. So I'll see you all later. Appreciate every single one of you. I work for you. Peace out. Thank you for all the super chats. Smitty, will you be trick or super chat at the door? I'm going to pretend to be Ron Navy. When someone says, who are you? I'm going to say Ron Navy. I'm going to start getting all upset about somebody talks about the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to flip out. That's what I am for Halloween. A Pittsburgh Steelers flip out artist. Talking bad about my Steelers. By the way, Ron. Real quickly. By the way, Ron. There's a lot of negative talk about Najee Harris right now. We should have talked about that. There's talk about how and Ron, maybe you know about this. We'll talk about this later. But there's buzz about internal disappointment surrounding Thank you, Healthy. Surrounding. Appreciate that. Look at this. Look at this. Thanks, Healthy, for subscribing to the channel. We really appreciate that. Ron, there's internal discussions going on about how maybe they're looking at alternative options at the running back position. Alternative options at the running back position. So, what does that mean? That means you go out and grab the backup running back right now. Don't leave him out there. Don't leave him out there sitting there on Jaylen Warren on waiver wires. Jaylen Warren, I came back to tell you that. Pick up Jaylen Warren off of waivers if he's sitting there, because it sounds like, and Ron might be able to give us more insight on this, being from Pittsburgh, or a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, deep entrenched in the anger that is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. Maybe Jaylen Warren gets turned to at a 50% capacity, people. Like, if you own Najee, get rid of him now. Get rid of him now. Yeah, Kareem Hunt to Pittsburgh. So we're talking about Kareem Hunt getting traded. We're talking about Jaylen Warren being on waivers. We're talking about Najee Harris disappointing. We're talking about Najee Harris. Maybe his foot's bothering him more than we think. Najee Harris was a complete avoid coming out of week 1. And you never know. Warren to the moon, says Ron Navy. What about Kareem Hunt to Pittsburgh, Ron? What about Kareem Hunt to Pittsburgh, Ron? How are we liking that? Trade Chubb, Waddle for Jefferson, Mixon, and Hunt. No, I'd rather have Chubb and Waddle, I think. It's arguable. I mean, depending on what Mixon, but I don't think Mixon's going to do anything to make this trade, make me want to make this trade. So no, the answer is I'm out of here. All right, later. Got offered, this is the last one. Got offered Kyler, JT, and Watson for Josh Allen. That I take Josh Allen. That's a fantastic way out. William, you're going to see my how to get out of JT video soon, which we'll also talk about holding him and also talk about buying him. So it's going to be about JT. That video is going to describe how to use JT to get to trade him in a creative way, and exactly what you did is one of those ways. Use him to upgrade a medium quarterback producer into Josh Allen or Jalen Hurts, or top 3 quarterback. If you can get a top 3 quarterback out of using JT as the throw-in aspect, then it's worth it to get that quarterback. I'll see you all later. I won't get too excited for Hunt unless it happens. Then Ron Navy's getting excited. See you all later. Happy Halloween.